We have a question here from the Gadgy one over at ddfranco.com/ask. You guys can submit your questions at any time, and I'll do my best to answer it in a future video. Again, I can't answer them all, but I try to choose the best ones that relate to my channel and content. Anyway, the Gadgy one asks, I was just wondering, since you love Apple as a company, do you ever think you could... It just stops there. But the title says, do you think you could ever switch to Windows? So I'm assuming, Gadgy one, you were just asking that. Would I ever switch to Windows? Now, what is the best way of answering this without sounding biased? I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I really don't care. I switched from Windows to the Mac for a reason. Number one, well actually for several reasons I should say. Number one, out of pure interest. I went to my local college for 3 years for graphic design, and they used Macs. That was my first time ever extensively using the Mac platform. And at first, I gotta say, I was very ignorant, I guess that's the best way of explaining it. And I was like, oh, Macs suck, Windows all the way. But eventually, I got my PowerBook G4, which eventually, I say eventually a lot, turned into an evolving passion for a technology company that I never experienced before. Second reason was, it just works better. I mean, it just works. I never, ever had to worry about viruses or spyware, and you may argue that, but I have yet to have any kinds of issues where I have to run a spyware tool or any of that crap that I used to have to run on Windows. I mean, I never had to do that on the Mac, and that alone is ultimate convenience. And number three, a reason I switched is because everything is just so easy to use yet powerful. This is something very important to keep in mind. Just because something is simple doesn't mean it does not work better than the more cluttered product. Because I've seen people say before, oh, Mac users are so stupid that everything needs to be easy to complete. And well, isn't that the point of using a computer in the first place, is to make your life easier? Would you rather add 50 different numbers on a piece of paper or use a calculator? Now, you could argue that using a calculator makes you more dumb, right? No, it's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Why the hell would you use a piece of paper over a calculator? You're just wasting your time. And then my next reason is a big one, although this one doesn't really pertain to me, but this pertains to anybody switching to the Mac. And that is, you have the convenience of using both major operating systems in one computer. When I say both major operating systems, I'm obviously referring to Mac OS X Lion and Windows 7, or soon Windows 8, or even Windows XP or Windows Vista if you dare venture into that land. The fact that you have two OSs in one box, that's pretty damn awesome, guys. Now, I'm not the kind of user who needs Windows in my life. I rarely run into an instance where I say, man, I really wish I used Windows. Yes, I do miss gaming sometimes, but let's face it, guys, I got my consoles for that, my Xbox 360. That is my ultimate gaming console, and I love it. I'm really rambling, but you guys get my point. It's just, I never understand why people get so mad at my choice of OS, and yes, I'm kind of veering off track with this question, but to go back to the original question, I guess, would I ever switch to Windows? Hell no. I switched from Windows to Mac OS for several reasons, of which I just explained, and I never see myself going back. And I'm not saying that as a fanboy comment. I'm just saying honestly, Mac OS and the experience overall fits my lifestyle like just better. It has everything I need. It does everything I need to do, and it performs beautifully. And plus, I love Apple as a company. They have a great culture. You really cannot get the quality of PC products that you get in Apple products, and that is the damn truth, guys. Where do you see a nice unibody aluminum notebook like the MacBook Air for a PC? You just don't. PC manufacturers still have not found that magic touch yet, I guess that's the best way of explaining that. When I see HPs and Dells in the store, I don't diss them or anything. I just say, why can't they put just the passion and the quality into their product designs like Apple does? It's really not that hard. And you may argue that Macs are overpriced. They may be overpriced to you, but they're really not. You're paying for better quality, you're paying for better customer experiences, and you're paying for the convenience of Apple support as well as the retail stores. Hopefully that answers your question, the Gadget. When I kind of turned into a Windows versus Mac debate, I really didn't intend that. But this is just kind of my public response in a way to all the haters saying, oh, Macs suck and Macs are for losers, Macs are for stupid people. No, sometimes people just need to stop and think about the real picture here. Whatever works for you, works for you. What I use should not bother you one bit. So again, thank you for your question, the Gadget one. If you guys are interested in sending your question, the link is right below. And I'll see you next time. Thanks to Final Cut Pro 10. I had to throw that in there.